In the year 2043, humanoid artificial intelligence terrorist Harlan leads a war of machines against humans, which leaves 3 million people dead. All types of military and non-military robots, controlled by AI, rebel against humans and bypass their security protocols on Harlan's orders. Harlan was developed at Shepard Robotics under the watch of AL expert Val Shepard. Val trained Harlan alongside her 10-year-old daughter, Atlas. Eventually, Harlan was responsible for overriding all robot programming. The military forces of a new international coalition of nations, ICN, have a string of victories against Harlan and gets him to flee into outer space. In his departure message, Harlan warns that he will return to finish what he started. 28 years later, Atlas Shepard is an analyst with a deep distrust of artificial intelligence. One of Harlan's AI agents, Casca Decius, is captured after a brutal fight in which many human soldiers are killed and interrogated. General Jake brings in Atlas to interrogate Casca, arguing that her analysis of Harlan has been flawless, and she is one of the sharpest minds in the ICN. Colonel Banks argues that Atlas is antisocial, emotionally unstable due to the early death of her parents, and unwilling to work as part of a team. Jake is the only commander in ICN, in fact, willing to work with her. Atlas pretends to hack Casca and says that she found Harlan's location. In doing so, she tricks Casca to protect that bit of information in his code, thereby revealing Harlan's location to Atlas. Casca attacks Atlas, but she is protected by a force field. Casca then tries to emotionally hurt Atlas. Atlas destroys Casca. Atlas discovers that Harlan has escaped to a planet in the Andromeda Galaxy and insists to General Jake Booth that she accompanies the military mission to find and capture it. Atlas wants Harlan dead, but Jake says that ICN wants Harlan alive to backtrack his code to figure out how he overrode the bot programming. Banks is leading the mission to the Andromeda Galaxy and shows Atlas a new series of mechs which are neurally linked to their pilot. The neural links in the new mechs are a two-way pathway. Val was the first scientist to work on neural links, but they were one-way in nature, in which even the AI is sending thoughts, suggestions, and instructions to the human brain.
This is ICN. Clear for exit. Happy hunting.
Banks argues that his squadron of mechs will be superior to Harlan, as they are a hybrid of human plus AI. Moments before the mech-equipped ICN Rangers descend to the planet GR-39, Harlan's drones attack their orbiting ship. In order to survive, Atlas is forced to enter a mech herself. As the ship is attacked, Banks himself puts Atlas in a mech before she is ejected into space, and falls to the planet as the ship is destroyed. As Atlas falls through the atmosphere, she is helped by many other mech soldiers who save her from drones, or from the falling debris of their destroyed spacecraft. Despite urgent instructions to use the Neuralink to activate her mech, Atlas refuses to do so, thereby crashing with her mech on the planet's surface. Atlas manages to gain basic control of the mech despite her distrust of the onboard AI, who introduces itself as Smith. Using the search functionality, Atlas finds that the nearest rescue pod is 98 kilometers away. They cannot use the jets on the mech as the drones will shoot them down in the atmosphere. While walking, Atlas gets an inventory of the onboard weapons on her mech. Atlas orders Smith to head to the planned drop point, where she finds the rest of the Rangers dead. She finds Banks' mech, but it had no body inside. Atlas is attacked by clones of Casca and other AI bots. Atlas cannot escape and does not have full control of her weapons. She comes under heavy attack, and in a panic, she asks Smith to deploy an ion bomb, obliterating the AI bots and giving her some respite. The ion bomb creates a sinkhole, and Atlas falls right through it, fracturing her leg. Atlas activates the medical system inside the mech to repair her fractured bone. As they start to trust each other, Atlas and Smith start to sync with each other, and Atlas get more and more access to Smith's capabilities. As they journey towards a rescue pod, Atlas and Smith begin to bond, and she reveals to it that her mother was the one who created Harlan. The Casca clone pursues Atlas and again attacks, but this time she is better prepared and defeats Casca's clone. She finds that Casca is fitted with a short-range transmitter, which means Harlan's base is nearby. Although running low on power, Atlas convinces Smith to head to Harlan's base in order to tag it for a long-range strike. She argues that without tagging the base, the sacrifices of all Rangers on the mission would have been in vain. However, after placing a beacon at the base, Smith is hacked and disabled. Atlas notices that Harlan has taken control of the Rangers' ship. Atlas is captured and brought to Harlan, who plans to destroy most of the humanity, steal the ship and its carbon bombs, which will burn Earth's atmosphere. Before being captured, Atlas sent out a distress signal, which was intercepted by Jake, and he sends out a rescue team. Harlan extracts security codes from Atlas's brain, he already had the first half from Banks's brain, to get past Earth's defenses, then leaves her to die with Colonel Banks. After Banks gives her his mech neural interface device, Atlas remotely reactivates Smith, who comes to their rescue. And with Banks sacrificing himself by exploding barrels of liquid thermite to clear their path, Atlas and Smith fight their way out and destroy Harlan's ship. Before it could launch for Earth, Harlan has the upper hand throughout the combat, and due to his repeated attacks, Atlas has a cardiac arrest. Smith takes over and protects Atlas as it continues to fight Harlan. A heavily damaged Smith shuts down before Atlas is revived after repeated defibrillation. As Harlan is busy defeating Smith, Atlas sneaks up behind him and decapitates Harlan. As Smith powers down to transfer its remaining power to Atlas, she makes small talk with him to make him more comfortable. A rescue team reaches Atlas to bring her back to Earth. Back on Earth, Atlas is informed that Harlan's complicated CPU will take years to analyze. Atlas, now a ranger, tests the newest model of mech, created with her suggested modifications. As she boots up the new mech, its AI repeats a specific phrase Atlas made during the final moments of the mission, then jokingly tells her to guess its name, suggesting that the Smith program has survived. Subscribe Popcorn Talk for more fun and entertainment like ABD Share,